it's me, Hopeless Romantic, and I am back. And I'm going to do a combination. It's like a combo 2-for-1 style video. I want to do my nails because they look absolutely ridiculous. And I want to put on some cute press-ons. So I'm going to put on these Kiss Jelly Fantasy On Trend Translucent nails. They're pink with like little crystals on them. So I'm going to do these press-ons. So I'm not going to the nail salon right now. And I'm going to tell another story. This story was voted on my Instagram. I feel like maybe the premise of the story is a little more exciting than the actual story itself, but shall we finna see. I'm going to be doing like step by step with the nails, like a little voiceover before I really get started with the story. And then I'll start the story once I get to the point where I'm just kind of like putting the nails on. So, here we go.
Alright, so I have my press-ons here looking super cute, my nail glue, and this little wood stick thing. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to use it to push my cuticles back. That's important because you want the nails to look like they're fitting in your nail bed and not sitting on top of your nail. Then I file the top of my nail a little so the glue can sit in the grooves of my nails. And then I like to set up the nails in the order I want them to go in so I'm not like spending too much time searching while I'm doing the process. So this I'm going to brush on. It's like nail polish. So I'm going to brush it onto the press-on first, get all the way to the edges, and then brush it upon my nail all the way to the edges, right? Then I'm going to stick it on, and you can see it doesn't quite fit, but I'm going to file the edges down so that it fits in my nail bed.
So I'm going to attempt to multitask here. Do my nails while giving y'all the tea on, drumroll please, the time that I dated two guys and I found out they were cousins. Okay, so the story begins, I would like to say at the end of 2015. And I met, we'll call him Fred. Yeah, we'll call him Fred because I met him through a friend. So yeah, you know, I was single, like semi-newly single. I was at the point at which my friends were kind of like, don't you want to start dating again? You know, why don't you give this guy a chance? Why don't you give that guy a chance? He's really nice, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, at that point I was kind of just like, whatever, sure. Because I was not seriously dating anybody. But I was open to dating, I don't want to say whoever, but I was open to dating. So I decided to take my friend up on this offer. She had told me that one of her friends, like her childhood friend, I guess he asked about me or inquired like who I was at something that we were all at, and she kind of told him a little bit about me or whatever, and he was interested, and she told him that she would let me know that he was interested. So, you know, I was like, okay, you know, Fred is cool. He's cute. He looks fun. He seems nice, whatever. I'll give him a try. So I go on a date with Fred, who was introduced to me by a friend. And things went well, you know, it was cool. I feel like, well, he was really sweet on our first date. Very sweet, like very nice. We had great conversation and we went to brunch. And on our table at brunch, there was a vase of sunflowers. And sunflowers are my favorite flower. And so I remember sitting down and being like, aw, look at this, sunflowers on our table. It's really sweet. Those are my favorite flower. And he was like, oh, they're your favorite. You know, made a note of that. We talked about my favorite flower for a little bit. And then we carried on with the date. So after that, the next day I went to work and there were sunflowers on my desk. They had been delivered from Fred, who was introduced to me by a friend. Very sweet, really nice, whatever. I wasn't sure, you know, that I didn't know if I was like really, really feeling him or what, but I know that I had a good time with him and that was cool. So, you know, I was accepting of the gesture. I texted him thank you, told him that was really sweet of him, all that. And, you know, we took things from there. We talked some more. We went on a few more dates. Everything was cool. A little bit into me seeing Fred, I met Sam, is what I'll call him, because I met him on social media. Now, Sam lived out of town. He hit me up on social media. I'm not going to say what platform. But it wasn't a dating site. It was just like a regular social media thing. He wrote me a message. Apparently, we had a couple friends in common also. And he was just like, you know, I'm going to be in town soon and I'd love to take you out. And I was like, okay, you know, that could be fun. Let's do it. Now, keep in mind, I'm single. I have not committed to anyone. I haven't told anyone that I'm looking for anything. As a matter of fact, I told them the exact opposite. I told everybody that I was dating at that time. Yes, there were multiple people, that I was not interested in anything serious. So Sam comes in town and he takes me to a very nice dinner, and he actually picked me up for this date. The other guy, I met him at the spot, and I don't normally let strange men pick me up and do anything because, one, I don't like them knowing where I live before we get close, before I feel safe letting them know where I live. And then two, I feel like it's just kind of romantic for somebody that I just met. So I don't really let people pick me up for dates. But anyway, he picked me up for this date. Why I felt safe enough to do that, I have no idea. But he seemed nice, so we went to dinner. Really nice dinner. And then we continued the date after that. After going to dinner, we went to a bar. We like danced a little bit, drank some. Great date, had a great time, and that started the whole thing with Sam, who I met on social media. So at this time, I'm dating Fred, and I'm dating Sam. I'm dating some other guys too, but none of these people know about each other to my knowledge. And, you know, I'm kind of just living my life. I'm having a good time. No big deal. Nobody should feel any type of way. I'm being honest with everybody, whatever. All right, so I've been seeing both of these guys for a few months at this point. I started seeing, dating, talking to both of them in the winter time, and it is now summer. So it's been like 5 months. So this is months later. The summer hits, and this is summer 16. Now, y'all know, for some reason, summer 16 hit different. Like, summer 2016 was a time, all right? And I was getting my life that summer. And Fred and Sam were both still on my radar. Sam was back in town, and I was spending a lot more time with Sam. So one day in the summer, I asked Sam if he wanted to come out. I'm like, let's do something. And he's like, oh, I have to go to a cookout. And I'm like, okay, you know, well, I'll see you later or whatever. I didn't end up seeing him later. I ended up doing a bunch of other stuff with my friends. But the next day, I'm on social media. And of course, I'm looking at recaps of what everybody did the day before. And I see Sam's post go up my timeline. And it's a picture of him and Fred together, standing like in somebody's yard or something like that. And the caption says, family. Now, I live in, it's a city of, you know, a major, I don't know if it's a major city, but it's not like a tiny city. But, you know, black communities everywhere, we be knowing each other. So I didn't take that to mean anything for real. I just was kind of like, you know, family, they must be friends. But I assumed they were close. So then I'm like, my wheels are turning like, uh-oh. Are they close enough to be talking about who they're dating, or are they just, you know, family means, I'm still thinking they just, you know, fam, you know how we do. This my cousin, this my sister, but nobody said how they were related. They just said they were family. I'm just looking at a picture of these two guys. I screenshot it and I sent it to my homegirl. And I'm like, girl. And she's like, oh, wow. So both of your boyfriends are in a picture together. I'm like, relax. I'm neither of their girlfriend. Yes, they're in a picture together, but look at the caption. And she's like, family. Wow. And I'm like, yes, girl. What does this mean? She's like, I don't know. I guess they're really close. Do you think they're actual family? I'm like, no, I really just think that they're close friends or whatever. She's like, all right, cool, bet. So we talk about that and talk about the possibility that they might have been talking to each other about me or something. And I'm like, who am I? Like, I'm not seeing either one of these people exclusively or closely, or you know, it shouldn't be anything serious, so they shouldn't be talking about me, right? So I got nothing to worry about. And if they are talking about me, I still don't have anything to worry about because I don't belong to either one of them. And neither of them has any reason to believe that they're the only person that I talk to, but it would still be kind of awkward. I don't know. So my wheels are turning. I thought about it for a few minutes. I talked to my homegirl about it for a little bit, but then it just kind of like left my mind. So then that next night, since we didn't hang out that day, Sam and I planned to go out that night. And this is summer 16. It was, I don't want to say a wild summer, but there's so many memories from summer 16. So much music, you know, whatever. So this was also the summer that I moved to Florida. And at this point, I'm about to move. And so people are getting ready for me to leave. You know, I'm making sure that I'm seeing all my friends, making sure that I'm spending time with them. And we're staying out like all night. We ain't wasting no time. Like we out all night, like 4 or 5 in the morning getting home type of thing. In Louisville at that. But it was just so much fun. Like we didn't want to go home. We're, you know, kicking it, chilling, whatever. So this night, me, Sam, my homegirl, the one that I just finished talking to about Sam and Fred being in the picture together, and then another friend of ours. We're all out. This other guy is a guy, and then we meet some more people out. So we're out. We having a great time. To be honest, the night is a blur. Like we went to like 3 or 4 different bars. Everybody's having drinks. Everybody's having fun. All of that. And the night's going well, and then someone suggests that we go to this rooftop spot. So I'm like, sure, of course. At this point, it's like 2 in the morning. So we go there. I think it closed in an hour or something like that. So we go there for our last little drink or whatever. And we're there. We're sitting down, kikiing, having a great time, having drinks, and we're sitting in this little area off to the side. And we're talking, and then my friend gets quiet. My homegirl, she just gets quiet and she looks at me. I'm like, what? And she like tilts her head toward the door, and I look at the door. Fred is walking in the door. I'm with Sam right now, and Fred is walking in the door. Now, normally, who cares? Because I'm dating. It's not a big deal. But I'm already aware that they know each other. So now I'm like, oh God, I feel like he's gonna come over here and talk to him, which means he has to talk to me too. So sure enough, he walks in the door. I'm looking at the door. My homegirl's looking at the door. Then everybody's looking at the door. And Sam says, "Cuz." I'm like, I hope this is like gang slang or something. I don't think either of these people are involved in gangs, but I hope this don't mean they actually cousins. So anyway, he says cuz. Fred, who's walking through the door, comes closer to where we are, and he's like, "Oh, cuz." I'm like, "Oh God, they both saying cuz, so this must be real." He walks over to where we are, and he speaks to everybody. And then Sam goes to introduce me to Fred, and he goes, "Oh, this is Imani." And he was like, "Yeah, hey, we've met." And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he leans in, he like gives me a side hug, and he's like, "What's good seeing y'all? I'm gonna go to the bar." I'm like, oh my God. But I didn't say anything because I did not want to alert I didn't want to alert Sam that anything was wrong. So then Sam says, "You want another drink? I'm about to go to the bar and talk to Fred." And I'm like, "Sure, I would like another drink." So he goes to get another drink, and my homegirl is like, "Girl, what are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to do anything. I don't have to do anything. They're here at the same time. Yes, I do go on dates with both of them, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Like, I haven't told nobody, that I'm exclusive or committed or anything, so this should be fine, right?" And she's like, I do not know, okay? And then we had to fill my other friend in, who was sitting there as well, because he was like, "What is going on?" So we tell him the story, and he's like, "Oh, this is getting good." So I think I might have sent him to the bar too. I don't remember. That part is a little hazy. But I do remember that when Sam came back over where we were with my drink, he was like, he didn't say much, but I was curious. So I'm like, "So how do you know Fred?" And he was like, oh, that's my cousin. And I'm like, so y'all are act like, when you say cousin, you mean like, hey cousin? Or do you mean like, y'all are related? And he was like, no, we're like related. Like, that's my cousin. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now, I didn't want to be a narcissist and be like, so were y'all at the bar talking about me? Because again, all Fred said when he walked in the door was that we had met. When Sam tried to introduce me, he was like, oh yeah, we've met. So I don't know if he was trying to keep it low that we know each other, out of respect, which would have been dope to me. Like, don't make a big deal out of it. You just saw me out with somebody else, and I can do that, and I would give you the same courtesy if I had seen you out with somebody else. So I didn't ask right away if they had talked about me or anything. But Sam is funny. Sam is a funny guy. So when I asked how they know each other and he said they were cousins, he gave a little smirk. So that put me on to the fact that they probably did say something about me, but I still didn't ask. We enjoyed the rest of our night. Again, it's like 4 a.m. by this time because I think we went to one more spot before actually going home. So when we leave the last spot, we get in the car and I'm like, so, your cousin? And he was like, yes, we did talk about you at the bar. And I'm like, oh my God. What was y'all saying? You need to know, like, what was the word? Like, what was the tea? What was y'all saying? He was like, he started laughing and he was just kind of like, it wasn't nothing crazy. I mean, he asked how I knew you. And, I told him we've been kicking in. He was like, oh yeah, I've been chilling with her too. And I think he may have told me there was some kind of like experience, like some kind of comparison thing happening. Not on purpose, but like maybe Fred had said, yeah, I said something like that he and I had done. Nothing sexual, because I don't know where y'all minds be at, but something like some kind of something that we had done together as far as like date wise goes. And I guess maybe sort of fishing to see, like trying to see if we had the same experience or whatever, if they had the same experience with me, which to me is very flattering for some reason. I'm just kind of like, you guys, that's so sweet, but y'all are cousins, all right? Nobody wins when the family feuds. Y'all gonna have to relax, okay? But no, they weren't fighting about it or anything, and to my knowledge, they didn't really let it come between their relationship. They're still cool, obviously. Why would they fall out over me? Neither one of them is dating me now. I think they both have girlfriends now. I am still kind of close to Sam. Like, we're still friends. Fred and I, not so much. But it's no bad blood. I just don't really talk to him that much anymore. I've seen him since all of this has gone down. We've been, in the same areas and events and venues and all that kind of stuff on multiple occasions. It's always love. Like, no hard feelings from anybody. I just clicked more with Sam. Like, we became friends, like close friends. I wish them both the best. They're great people. It was just extremely awkward to find out that the two guys you've been spending time with, talking on the phone with, FaceTiming with, all of that, 2 of the guys, because they wouldn't know the 2 people I was dating that summer. You feel me? But 2 of them were related and cousins, like close, talk to each other all the time type thing. Like, that was really crazy to me. But that's it. That's how it ended. I know y'all were looking for a big knockdown, drag out. And you know what? I don't know what else they talked about when I was removed from the equation. I have no idea what else these young men discussed, if anybody's feelings were involved. And, they must be solid, loyal to each other, because neither of them talked about it. They didn't give me any other details. They didn't say, yeah, he said this to try to flex on me. Like, they did not try to make it seem like there was anything going on. So that could be the truth, or it could just be that they don't want me in their business, and that's fine. It's family business. I'm not part of the family. And now let's put these press-ons to the ultimate test. I have them on. They look really adorable. I feel like these are kind of more salon quality. Like, I love them. They're sturdy. They're not like super flimsy. Very cute. They're a little long. I don't normally wear my nails this long. And I'm gonna have to go to work and tighten these. might have to take them off. But here's the ultimate test, and y'all already know what it is. If you ever wear nails, acrylics of any sort, you know what I'm about to do. Now let's see if the... Ooh, can you hear that? Yes, it's giving taps nails on screen. I like it. If my nails ain't making this sound when I'm texting, we don't want it. I need like an ASMR channel of just this. Of like just nails tapping on cell phone screens. That's it, y'all. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that, whatever. Bye.